Figure 17 shows the concentration of the hormones estrogen and progesterone in the blood of women of different ages. So let's just have a look at what's going on here. We can see that as age increases, well, estrogen decreases first, and we can say that decrease starts about mid-30s and then really starts to level off, and by 50 it's reached this very low level. Progesterone is always higher, and it starts to decrease later on, it's always higher. It starts to decrease around the same time, but the level it reaches is higher than estrogen. So use the information from figure 17 to explain why women over the age of 50 are less likely to ovulate. So firstly, you can see over the age of 50, estrogen is very low. Now let's have a look at these figures. Now there's a slightly different spelling here. So estrogen, you can see a rise in estrogen is followed over here by a very sudden boost in a very steep, sharp rise in a hormone called LH, or luteinizing hormone. And just after that spikes, ovulation occurs. So this affects this. This is how the menstrual cycle works. All the hormones affect others. We don't need to talk so much about progesterone here because it's about ovulation, and this happens after, the rise here happens after ovulation. So estrogen increases, causing an increase in LH, which leads to ovulation. So if there's no estrogen, or estrogen levels are very low, you do not get this release of luteinizing hormone, and then therefore you don't get ovulation. So what do you say? Estrogen is needed for LH to be released. LH is needed for ovulation. You're just linking those 2 points. Use the information from figure 17 to explain why women are less likely to menstruate after the age of 60. So after 60, which is here, both progesterone and estrogen are very low. Now let's have a look at the menstrual cycle. So basically, the low levels of these hormones, which basically help the build-up of the lining, the uterine lining, which is what's shed if pregnancy doesn't occur, so if this lining doesn't build up, there's nothing to shed. So what we say is low levels of estrogen, or these hormones, stop the lining of the uterus building up. So that's why menstruation doesn't occur after the age of 60. Explain how clomiphene therapy may increase the chance of a woman over the age of 50 becoming pregnant. So you will need to learn what clomiphene therapy does. So this causes the release of FSH and LH. So what FSH does, it stimulates egg development, so you could get marks for explaining that, or you could say LH, which stimulates ovulation. So it's just about linking the hormone to the effect in the body. The hormone progesterone is produced by so let's go back, we can see, not on this diagram, where is it? In this one. We can see that progesterone starts to build up after this structure here is produced. So once ovulation occurs, the cluster of cells that release the oocyte, that egg cell, basically start to shrivel up and become another structure called the corpus luteum, which releases progesterone. So the hormone progesterone is produced by the corpus luteum. Explain how the release of adrenaline can result in improved performance of an athlete. So we've departed from the menstrual cycle now, and we're just talking about other hormones. So adrenaline obviously increases heart rate, and that obviously affects in terms of delivering blood and glucose for respiration. So we have to link these points together. Adrenaline acts to increase heart rate, which increases blood flow, which increases the release of glucose from glycogen. So more oxygen and glucose for respiration to release energy. So there's a number of points here you can say. Don't ever say make energy. You have to say release, supply, provide. That's fine. Don't say make. You'll lose.